What's going on, guys? Patrick back with another draft for you today. Doing another Outlaws of Thunder Junction draft. Let's go ahead and see what we have in our first pack. We do have a Congregation Griff. I do love green-white quite a lot. It's probably going to be my pick. I mean, I know taking gold cards pretty early is not necessarily the best option, but this appears to be a pretty weak pack overall. I do like Fibblethip, but definitely not first pickable. Wrangler I love, but not really where you want to be in the set at all, unfortunately. I will definitely just take this Congregation Griff and be pretty okay with it. I like Cactarantula too and Holy Cow, but let's just take the Congregation Griff first. Alright, now we can follow up with either a Duelist of the Mind, or we can just take an Airynx. Duelist of the Mind is a slightly better card, but again, I think I would rather be in white than blue by quite a wide margin. Other solid blue, there's a Phantom Interference. Not really any much good green in this pack, but we can kind of hold out. I think it's really, as long as we cut off either white or green, I think the other will probably, I don't know. We'll probably see the other at some point, and if we don't, then we can just be in one of the two best colors in the set. I guess maybe black is technically better than white. I don't really know, but either way, we'll be in a solid place. Okay, now we have this Frontier Seeker. Card's really strong. It's 1 and a white for a 2/1. It basically, most of the time, if you build your deck right, draws you a card when it comes in. Already have 2 mounts, and this goes and gets either a mount or a plane. So this is perfect, exactly what we want to be looking for. And the Holy Cow here, no good green, but again, we're just going to be okay taking this. And again, it draws you planes if there's absolutely nothing else that you want. Okay. There's a Take Up the Shield here. There's also like a Consuming Ashes. We haven't seen any green, so I don't think it's insane to take this Consuming Ashes, but I do love Take Up the Shield. I play just about as many of these as I can get. There's also another Wrangler here. Again, I do love Wrangler. It would be kind of fun to have like a blue-white deck that, you know, worked, but and there are blue-white decks that work. I guess I'm saying it incorrectly, but like this card is just templated. It's designed so strangely because I feel like, you know, when you see Flash on this, you're like, oh yeah, I play it and I get a 2/2, but no, like you have to play it and then like pass your whole turn. So it's just kind of this weird design where it's not quite doing, I feel like, what it advertises. Sheriff of Safe Patches I found to be okay. I've actually overall been pretty disappointed with the Free Strider Commando. It's like okay, but overall I feel like it doesn't really usually do what I want it to do. I think I'd rather take the Sheriff of Safe Passage here. I do love Outlaw Stitcher, but it's not particularly. I mean, I always feel like it's a pretty good card, but it's like stat-wise not that great of a card. Take another saddle here, another mount here, and be pretty okay with it. It's a 3rd mount for us. It's not a great one. It does look like blue actually could be decently open, but again, I think while we still have some saddles coming around or some mounts coming around, we're just going to be okay taking those. And now we get a really late throw from the saddle, and now we haven't seen a ton of green, but I mean, that is a really, really late throw from the saddle. Well, I think it's the best green common, so really happy to be taking that here and picking up as much as we can in the second half of this pack. 5 creatures already and 3 mounts. We can take a Bridled Bighorn here. I also don't mind taking this Bristleback Sentry. I think we're just going to go ahead and prioritize. And the Arid Archway is also an interesting one. I guess we could take the Arid Archway. I do like having a bunch of saddle mounts. I'm just going to take another mount, I think. But I would take it over a 3rd Bridled Bighorn. Tumbleweed Rising is a totally okay card. We can play it if we need to. Stagecoach Security is okay as well. I also like Jolene, but Jolene is probably not going to be its best in this deck. So we are looking like we're going to be going white-green mounts, and that's a very reasonable place to be. So we round out the rest of pack 1. Bovine Intervention is like if we need it. Again, white-green. White actually has some pretty good removal in this set, but if you don't get a ton of it, Bovine Intervention is okay, just given that, you know, the set's really, really powerful and you don't always get a ton of great answers to bombs. So it's a totally okay answer to bombs if you need it. But again, ideally we don't. We do also have a throw from the saddle, remember, and take up the shield is also totally fine. But again, overall, we're leaving pack 1 with 4 mounts, which is a decent number. We also have 2 of the mount payoffs, Congregation Griff and Frontier Seeker, as well as throw from the saddle, which I would play even without mounts, but still does not hurt to have some. All right, pack 2, pick 1. We have a Lassoed by the Law, which is what we're going to be taking. I do like Smuggler's Surprise quite a bit. It's a decent card for sure, but Lassoed by the Law is just a really, really strong card. 4 mana to get rid of their best non-land permanent. It doesn't just hit creatures, which is part of the reason that I think like it over Mystical Tether. I definitely like it over Mystical Tether. As well as the fact that it enters with a 1/1. And it's 1 more mana, it's sorcery speed, but this, I think, is like the best white uncommon. So I am very happy to take this. There's also a Drover Grizzly, which could wheel, but this is, I think, where we want to be for this pack 1, or for pick 1. Okay. Now, pick 2, we have Hardbristle Bandit versus like a Keykeeper. They're both fine. I think Hardbristle Bandit is a little bit better. I don't know. They're both good. I would also take Snakeskin Veil. I don't know. This might be a little bit early for that. We do have 7 creatures. I guess 8 if you count Tumbleweed Rising. I don't know. I think, yeah, maybe the Keykeeper is where we want to be. We do have a bunch of 2-drops already. Ramping to 4 on turn 3 is pretty nice. Let's take the Bandit. It may not be correct, but Bandit's so strong. Now we have a pick between Prairie Dog and Mystical Tether. I do love both of these cards. I think Prairie Dog, I feel like whenever it's against me, it's always like whenever, right when I run out of removal and I have like nothing else to do. There's also a Drover Grizzly. I think I'm going to take the Prairie Dog, even over Mystical Tether. That's probably not correct, but I just feel like Prairie Dog is so strong. We do have a Lasso by the Law, Bovine Intervention, and Throw from the Saddle already for removal. Mystical Tether is probably the pick here, especially given that we have so many 2-drops. I guess Rising is probably a 3. 8 creatures. Alright, let's take the Mystical Tether. I think that's right. I like Requisition Raid a lot. I think I like it more than almost anybody that I've seen. I've always lined it up where it destroys an artifact or enchantment. I mean, if you can get 2 of these 3 modes, obviously one of them is going to be putting a 1/1 counter on all of your creatures. If you can get 1 of an artifact or an enchantment, obviously it's just a busted card. And I've lined it up a lot to kind of just do that. Intrepid Stablemaster's a decent one. Paladin might just be better, especially because you're so congested at 2s. But this does allow for like a turn 3 Bighorn as well. I don't know how good that is. I think we're just going to take a Paladin here. And a Buried in the Garden's a really great pickup. I mean, that is just like perfect. Now, I'm honestly wishing that I'd taken the Prairie Dog over the Mystical Tether, because I feel like we have a bunch of great removal now. I also like Full Steam Ahead a lot more than most people. But this deck may not need it. All right, let's take a Ranchier. We still have like, what, 4 mounts? Ugh. I think we're still going to take a Ranch, though. I mean, the card's decent. I think our mana is going to be good enough to play a Ranch. And now we get a Felidar. I love this card. Card's great. Now I'm happy that I took Throw from the Saddle, and this gives us something to ramp to with Bury in the Garden. I mean, now we can do turn 2 Bandit, turn 3 Garden, turn 4 Felidar. I mean, that is just a heck of a ramp. So we can play the Sterling Supplier if we need to. And the Keykeeper Wield, I'm ecstatic about that. I mean, I was considering taking it, so I'm really glad that we got it. Locomotive's fine. All right, this is looking really good. If you'll notice, green is obviously not very open, but we're getting just enough like green. Like, I mean, again, that throw from the saddle was really good. Without the throw from the saddle, even with the Conqueration Griff, I don't know that I would have been looking to play green so heavily, but now we picked up a Paladin and a Buried in the Garden, and that is just enough green that we're going to be pretty happy playing white-green. Now we get a Wily Duke, and this is one of my favorite cards to play with in the mounts deck. I mean, it is just so strong to do turn 2 Airings into turn 3 Wily Duke or something like that. I mean, God forbid that we still get one of those. I mean, the God combo is the what's it called? Oops, the Pegasus. Not the Pegasus. Yeah, the 2/2 for green white that has first strike and lifelink. And saddle 4, and then turn 3, Wily Duke, gain a life, draw a card, and make a 3/3. So that's awesome, and we're totally going to take Wily Duke here. That is a really, really good pickup for us. We're going to take another Mystical Tether right after that. Take up the shield is obviously great, but Mystical Tether is a really, really strong removal spell. We have 12 creatures right now, so we might have to make some cuts with some of the removal, but I don't think that Mystical Tether is going to be in that pile of stuff we cut. So Laving Jasper's Flint, that card's obviously fantastic. We're just going to be taking a Steer Clear here. Tart's very serviceable. Let's start looking at some potential cuts we can make. Bovine Intervention, we are not desperate enough for removal to need that card. Tumbleweed Rising, we might cut, potentially. I'm going to go ahead and cut it for now. We'll keep looking. There's another Wily Duke, okay. We are going to want a few more mounts if we can find them. Mystical Tether is obviously great. We're just going to take a second Wily Duke, though. I mean, that is just perfect as a path to exile. Okay, I mean, we're not missing out on any mounts, but we do want to make sure that we get, like, I mean, ideally I would have liked 8. Maybe I wasn't as aggressive as I needed to be taking these bighorns in pack 1. I remember there was, like, one more that I passed. Or maybe it was pack 2. I can't remember. But now, okay, now I definitely taking this Drover Grizzly. Typically, I'd like the Holy Cow more, but I mean, we are just in need of some mounts, especially with 2 Wily Dukes. I mean, man, and I will play another Bighorn any day now. I mean, we have a ton of mount payoffs now. We have the and a Beaver. All right, we got there. We have 8 mounts. Again, the more the better. And again, Bighorn is not my favorite mount, but again, it gives us a way to tap Wily Duke, and with Wily Duke, this is basically a card that allows us to gain a life and draw a card every turn, which is just obscene. I shouldn't need to explain that. I'll take a Voracious Varmint here, and I think before we submit the deck, we're going to double check and just make sure we have, because I feel like I have a good number of mount payoffs, but we can double check that. Just take the gems here. I don't think I've actually had Path to Exile yet in this set, which is funny because I played a ton of it. Okay, so mount payoffs. Frontier Seeker, Throw from the Saddle, kind of. Steer Clear, kind of. Grizzly. Oh, sorry, not Grizzly. Wily Duke, Griff. So that's 6 payoffs? That seems pretty good. And Ranch, I guess, for 7. And so we need to make 3 cuts. I think Sheriff of Safe Passage is probably a cut that we can make. I don't love this card anyway. And I don't think that we're going to need it. We can probably get 1 Bighorn. Puts us down to 15 creatures, and that's 7 mounts. And then, I don't know. I mean, do we want to be playing 8 mounts, like, for sure? The mounts are really, really good. I mean, obviously we get a ton of advantages from having the mounts. I just don't know that, like, it's worth playing 3 Bighorns. Maybe it is. Okay, let's look right. We probably want to cut 1 non-creature. If we had to cut one of these non-creatures, I mean, they're all busted. Requisition Raid might even be the one to go. I've loved that card, but I don't know that it's going to be... I mean, this is a really, really good group of cards here. And I mean, we have two cards, Last of the Law and Buried in the Garden, that both hit instances or artifacts and enchantments. So maybe we make this cut. So that's 40. That's 7 mounts. Are there any creatures that I would cut to have one more bighorn? Is I guess my last question. Stagecoach Security, maybe. I feel that card's going to be really strong for us, though. Maybe a Varmint. Do I have enough to do on turn 2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I probably want 5 2-drops. This is another way to kill artifacts and enchantments, too. Double Wily Duke, Congregation Griff, Grizzly. Beaver, Double Bighorn, Paladin, Security, Feldar. Okay, this deck looks pretty good. 7 mounts is definitely a reasonable number. I think we're not going to be in... I don't think we're going to have too much trouble getting Wily Duke active, so I'm feeling pretty good about this. Removal's really strong in this as well. I'm feeling pretty great about this, but... All right, without further ado, let's hop into it. I'll see you guys in the games. Let's string a few together and let's get it going. All right. Round 1, let's get started on a good foot, or right foot. And you're starting on the wrong foot because you're mulliganing to 6. It's better. Not great, but better. I say we throw back... the Grizzly. I guess it's a little bit awkward with the curve. Ideally, we draw a Forest, and we can just turn 3 Griff, turn 4 Beaver. But obviously, we will see if that happens or not. Oh, wait a minute. No, this taps for green. Never mind. Forgot about that. For mounts, this can tap for any color. I don't even know why I'd be playing it if it were just a colorless land. I mean... Alright. Guess we've got some green-white aggro going against us. I guess play the ranch here. Doesn't matter too much. Although, I really don't mind, I guess, if he's putting a Quilled Charger in his deck. Griff here. Hopefully he doesn't have Explosive Derailment. I mean, or Mystical Tether for that matter. I mean, or any way to deal with the Griff, because the Griff is going to be doing some good stuff next turn. It'll hit for 3 lifelink if we want to play the Beaver, which I assume we'll probably want to do that instead of playing the Paladin. I think that'll be a better option for us. Sure. Okay. Flame Jumper. Sure. It's not a bad draw. So now I guess we can go like Beaver. Although if we crew up the Griff, he'll take 3 lifelink, and then we'll take 7 on the swing back. But then next turn we'll be in a really good spot to take up the shield if he just drops like the Quilled Charger. Actually, well, I don't know. We'll go to 12 if he attacks with all these guys. That's not that. I think let's just play it aggressive here. Could be the wrong play, but I don't think it's a terrible play. If he wants to attack with everybody, he can, but then that gives us the ability to take up the shield and tether next turn. If he drops like the Quilled Charger, that's like the best case scenario for us. Perfect, okay. Ooh, that's a good draw too. Fortunately, it doesn't quite get the Beaver through, but we can go like Mystical Tether, the Charger, and attack for 5. I guess we don't have to attack with the Griff now. Maybe we keep the Griff back and just attack for 4. That way he can't like kill the Beaver and then hit us for 7 again. I mean, I know we have Take Up the Shield, but White has a lot of exile, so it's not impossible that even if we held up Take Up the Shield, we could still get hit for 7, and then we'd be at, like at 6 if we attacked with the Griff. So never love being at 6 against Red White. When we can play a little bit safer, and I still feel pretty good about where we are. And that's fine. So now things get a little more interesting. So we can, I guess, plot an attack with both, but I mean, I think we're gonna want to keep the Griff back again. Now it's kind of awkward because you can just double block the Beaver, and then we're trading Take Up the Shield for like the Bighorn, which I don't know if we're that happy about that. Alternatively, we can just play the Paladin and like attack for 1 in the air. I don't mind that. Maybe just do that. And then next turn, if we draw land, we can Stagecoach Security and keep up Take Up the Shield. Which I love that. Alternatively, if we don't draw land, maybe we can like take out the shield and then use the Bucolic range to look at the top card of our deck. Attacking with the Brindled Bighorn is interesting here. And not the Claim Jumper. I think we're just going to take 3. I don't see a reason to tempt fate here. If he does have Take Up the Shield, which... Or maybe he has the +1/+1 and first strike quick draw. Alright, so they plotted the Stagecoach Security. We drew a land, so now we can play Stagecoach Security and Take Up the Shield. So I think that's what we're gonna do. And they might kill one of our creatures, but we're gonna end up. What would we rather crew? Would we rather crew the Griff or the Beaver? The Griff, I think. And they're not going to be left with... Is there any chance that if we do this, we down the Crackback? Not very likely, because we're going to gain a ton of life. I think we're okay. And they're going to have to block, so they'll lose at least 2 creatures. Likely. The Claim Jumper and the Bighorn double blocking the Paladin would be just the best here. And then maybe taking 9. In which case we would end up killing both, keep the Paladin, and we gain 11. That's fine too. The Bighorn and the Wingsmith double blocking the Paladin is the only like block. That's the only block that I'm not going to be super happy about. Alright, so right now they're taking 10. We can't quite kill them. We can get to 11. So I guess we'd rather kill the Wingsmith. I don't think it's particularly close there. So let's just kill the Wingsmith and keep the Beaver. And pass here. And I think we're in okay shape here. Unless, no, I mean the Wrath should be out of reach for them. I mean, it's possible they could have some gross turn with the Stagecoach Security and a removal spell or 2, but we are at 23 now, so feeling a little bit better. We're in a decent spot here. There's the security. So even if they outlaws rage here, or whatever that card is, the 2 in a red +2/+0 to the team, we'd be taking 21 if I did the math right. Yeah. So, oh no, they're lackey now. So I guess we would be taking lethal, but we have blocks, so. I'm trying to think of a reason that it would be good to block, and I can't think of one. They don't even have enough mana for the Great Train Heist or whatever that card's called, so I'm good just taking 8 here. I mean, again, if they kill the Griff, it's not like we have other great attacks. So that's a good draw. I guess we just want to crew here, or saddle, like this. And are we just going with the Griff? I guess so. If he has Fierce Retribution, it is what it is. He hasn't had it yet. Or Explosive Drilling. Okay. So I guess now, do we lasso by the law and then maybe set a stop on upkeep to activate the ranch? Do we save the lasso by the law? I think we use it now. Gives us one more creature. And we're right back in a game here. I wonder when they drew that derailment. It must have been recently. I feel like they would have killed the Griff a lot earlier if they could have. They had to draw it at some point, so not a huge, not the biggest deal. We're still in okay shape. Alright, taking out the Beaver, I assume. The Beaver makes the most sense. And we've still got good blocks, and the Bucolic Ranch is close to card draw. I'm just a little afraid we're going to start drawing some forests, because you haven't seen many of those this game. That's not bad. So now I guess we can get back the Beaver at instant speed and still leave up mana for Bucolic Ranch. Seems good. I don't see any reason to attack. If we attack with both of these, he's got to double block this. So I guess if we attacked with both of these, maybe if he'd double block there, and then he would maybe throw like the 1/1 in front of the 4/5. I don't think we need to do that though. I mean, I do think because of the Bucolic Ranch, it's very possible that we could win the long game. We only have thrown the Grizzly on the bottom, so we still have a good number of mounts in there. I think we had, what, 8 in the last, eight in the last version of the deck, maybe? I think. And then at end of turn here, we're just gonna get the beaver back. I don't see a reason to hold the varmint when we can just basically upgrade it to a 4/4 vigilance. And still activate the ranch. Go to blow up the tether. Nice. And now we can even think about attacking. I mean, depending on, I guess, what we draw, but I still think regardless of what we draw, that is a great draw. You're not going to put that on the bottom. So now we're definitely going to attack the beaver. It wasn't even game. I mean, we only had one mount. You would have... Oh, sorry. No, I guess we don't have to attack. So yeah, sorry. We would have crewed. But even so... Whatever. Okay. I will not complain about getting a game win. I will see you all in the next one. Let's keep it rolling. Alright. Here we are in the next game. Sure. 2 draws to get a land. No chance we get it. Apparently a lot of thought for the first turn play here. Never didn't have it. Alright, can we move this along a little bit? Spring Splasher is totally fine. Sure. Alright, let's throw out the Griff. Next turn, we can do Big House, or Big Horn. No, don't know why I said Big House. The Big Horn. I don't think there's an easy way for blue-green to remove the Griff. The only way I can think that he'd be able to kill it is with the 2+1/+1 counters card. And I think if he wants to use it, then that's not too bad. Yeah. Alright. I mean, I guess he could have the throw from the saddle. But again, if he wants to waste his turn doing that, I don't think that's too bad for us. That's okay. So now... I don't know, maybe it was a mistake, but... I guess maybe because we had take up the shield, maybe we should have just waited and done it next turn. But I don't know that he would have attacked into it next turn. Alright, no blocks now. Okay. I mean... land will be nice at some point. Thunder. Sure. Okay. Take 6. And we're gonna tether the 4/4 next turn. Or lasso it if we draw land. I don't know that the Silver Deputy is a good enough target for the varmint. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I don't think it is. And Given that they just put a land on top, I guess we could be dealing with like a Bonnie Pal issue? Just a guess, but yeah, if we are, we basically lose. But to be fair, I don't know that the Griff being on the battlefield would have changed that by all that wide a margin. And he can, I mean, he can varmint the Thunder Thief back in, but it'll come tapped. And if this is Bonnie Pal, I think we're just dead. Put a land on top for something. Playing against straight blue-green, which is not all that common. Huh. Didn't expect that. And that's not a good card to plot. I guess maybe it was just the 2 lands? I feel like it might be better to just not plot that though, right? Given that I feel like it gives me a lot of information. So maybe they were thinking that they wanted to save whatever 6-drop they have, Bonnie Pal, and kill the lasso this turn. And that's not that bad for us. So maybe we just go Bighorn, and then next turn we can get Wily Duke online. And if we draw planes in our next 2 draws, then we can also hold up, take up the shield. That seems pretty good. I don't even see a reason to attack. Excuse me. Alright. Now what 6-drop are we getting? Still what I want to know. Or 7-drop, I guess. Okay, go to 8. At least Wily Duke will start getting us some life. That's not sketchy at all. I still think we're supposed to Wily Duke and try to draw a plains. The path to exile draw is pretty nice. Let's go ahead and Wily Duke. If he counters it, he counters it. Didn't even counter it, huh? No responses at all? This is bizarre. Alright. I guess now we're going to go ahead and attack. Maybe he thought he could cast the Metamorphic Blast at instant speed? And I just realized I should have used the +1/+0, so that's a mistake on my part. The Mercenary +1/+0. Yeah, I think he thought he could cast this at instant speed, but since it's plotted, it can only be cast as a sorcery. So that's a little awkward for him. I'm fine with this. I don't see a reason to pick up the shield yet. And pass. Holding up Path to Exile. Yeah, I just feel like the utility that's lost from plotting the Metamorphic Blast is so substantial. He must not have realized. Sure. Alright, attacking for 5. I'm honestly considering pathing it right now. Maybe we'll just block it for 1/1. I mean, we're gonna keep getting them, so I guess I don't see any reason not to do that. I mean, we can even deal with the Bonnie Pal right now. Wouldn't be my favorite thing in the world, but we can just path one and mystical tether the other. What's he thinking about? 5 cards in hands. Plotting. Paladin? Oh, Loan Shark. Okay. I don't know that we need to take any actions now. Lands a decent draw. So now I guess maybe we just attack for 7. Leave a mercenary back. And then drop like Bounding Felidar or Paladins and hold up the Path Exile. That sounds better. So let's do that. Alright, saddle. And then we'll drop the Paladin. Pass. And we'll see what kind of stuff they try to get up to this turn. Sure. That seems like a good Dance of the Tumbleweeds target. Seems decent. Do we just kill it now? No, let's wait. Outlaw Stitcher, huh? Okay. I still think we're gonna kill the Tensen. Six is good though. And that's pretty good too. So now I guess we go Buried in the Garden, kill the 6/6. And then attack with the 5/4 and the 3/4. And then make a 1/1. Yeah, I'm good with that. Okay, let's maybe do this. Excuse me. So now if they just take the Paladin, then they're dead. I expect to try and double block it. Which they do. Okay, I'd rather kill the Loan Shark, and I guess we'll keep the Bighorn alive. Right? Yeah. Seems good. So I left a Stitcher and a Deputy, and we have a card draw engine and a big Bighorn. Bigger Bighorn. They also have card draw. But now we can just Mystical Tether the Armadillo and basically good game, I feel like. We've got 3 mana. We're going to keep drawing these cards every turn. Hell, Alchemist is decent, but... Alright, let's go ahead and tether. Still have 3 mana to drop at the end of the turn. I don't think we want to attack with Wily Duke. If they hadn't dropped the Alchemist, I think I would have, but since they dropped the Alchemist, I don't think it's worth it. Let's go ahead and make it into a 5/5, I guess. I'll probably throw everything at it to try and kill it. In which case we trade for the Alchemist and the Deputy, and then we drop the Grizzly. Perfect. And then now they have to kill this. And the Felidar is going to be... Alright, well, that game got a little dicey, but we were able to pull it out. And let's get on to the next one. Keep it going. Alright, hand looks good. Let's keep it and see what we can do. love another Wily Duke into a mount of some kind. That works. So now Wily Duke, Bighorn. Would be a good curve. Hey, hands off. I guess they're taking buried. I would expect. I'd be cool if they took Mystical Tether instead. I would be cool if they took anything besides Buried in the Garden. I'm cool with anything they take. This isn't a... It's a good Thoughtseize hand, obviously. Thoughtseize is really never bad. Really? That is an interesting choice. Huh. Okay. I don't know that I feel too strongly about that. Okay, let's now, I guess, they know we have it, but I guess let's go ahead and tether. We can't tap it down with the Keykeeper, and even if we could, it's super mana inefficient, especially when we're stranded on 3. It's fine too. So now, I guess we go Bighorn. In the next turn, we can start making the magic happen. A Plains draw next turn is fantastic, because now we have Steer Clear active. We no longer have Steer Clear active. Spoke too soon, I guess. Okay. So, we can Buried in the Garden the Quilled Charger, but I don't know that that's where we want to be. You can't tap it down with the Keykeeper because it's a mount. I think we just attack for 2 and cast Wily Duke. And just pray for a mount next turn. Sure. Okay. Alright, we're getting closer to maybe needing to Buried in the Garden a Charger. Now that there's 2 of them, we're definitely gonna have to do that. And we're also not too far from having to block a Charger and then Steer Clear. Okay. That's pretty annoying. I mean, I guess while he's saddling it, I can't block it. Okay, that's not a bad draw. So do we take the Quilled Charger? I think we do. Because if they try to make the Prosperity Tycoon indestructible, then we just Steer Clear in response. So that'll actually be pretty good. So now we just pass. Hopefully they try to attack with the Prosperity Tycoon. Although they might be a little suspicious of us not tapping it down. Alright, well now we might need to hold it. Well, no, I guess, no, never mind. We'll still be able to tap down the Griffin, so that's fine. Okay. Now, it'll be a little annoying if they try and give it, if they don't try and give it indestructible. Honestly, I feel like from their perspective, it might have been right to just not give it indestructible. I mean, obviously, it's easier from this side to know that, but I still feel like they're in a pretty good spot trading for my 2/2, because then, I mean, I'm on a 2-turn clock with their Griffin. Tear Seeker's a great draw, and Bounding Feldar is a fantastic draw, too. We don't have enough mana. We have 7, so we won't be able to cast the Bounding Feldar and tap down the Griffin, but I still think it might be worth it to get. There. Yeah, I don't know. That might be the wrong play. I guess we're just gonna go ahead and tap down that. Why not? Cool. And that's a great draw. So now we attack for 3 instead of stopping their upkeep again, because why not? And that should be hopefully it. Or close to it, if not it. Cool. Alright, that's a cool 3-0, and let's go to the next one. Alright, we're on a roll, let's keep it going. Hand's good. Although I would love a 3rd land. But hand's good. I mean, turn 2 Airings, turn 3 throw if we need to is great. Wow, that's even better. Alright, now a land is really what we need. Really what we want. Yeah, I don't think we can do anything here, because they could very easily have shoot the sheriff. I'm not too, I mean, missing the land drop is obviously bad and annoying, but I'm not too worried about it, because once we're drawing 2 cards a turn, we can pretty quickly come back from that. Okay. I mean, seriously, I feel like if we draw a land here, it's nice. Alright. So now we get to go Wily Duke, draw a card, and we're going to get destroyed on the attack. I mean, can you ever not take a Path to Exile? I feel like... Nah, we probably have enough removal. I think we need a land more. And he doesn't realize it's his first strike? Or he's Honest Rutstein and just wants something back or something? Oh, that's pretty good. That makes a lot more sense. Not that great, though. I mean, basically 2-for-1 me, because he did end up using his Ankle Biter. So now I guess we just go throw from the saddle the Harvester. Attack for 5. Or maybe we just pass and try to block the Beaver. That's probably better. I still think we're in okay shape. Even if he gets the Harvester back here, that just kills his own creature. Excuse me. Alright, are we going to play around him having another trick, or do we be a little aggressive? Well, not ideal. So I guess we buried now and take the beaver. Or do we play around them having 2 Rutsteins and having that infinite Rutstein combo? Now let's take the beaver. Next turn we can play Felidar. I don't know. We're pretty far behind now. I don't know. I mean, the take of the shield blade was definitely aggressive. Not a good play, mind you. I'm fully aware of that. Alright, now I think we just gotta lasso the harvester. And then next turn we drop the Felidar and pray that they don't have any more removal. Good lord, okay. Well. Pray they don't have a way to commit a crime, I guess. And if they do, I just concede, I guess. I mean, if they have a way to commit a crime, they're not just firing it off. Oh, okay. Maybe that's why. Good game. I wonder what they would have hit. Too bad we didn't stick around long enough to find out. Alright, let's go to the next one. That was a, not our best outing. Alright, let's try and get this back on track. Hand looks really, really good, and we're on the play. I feel like we've been on the play a lot, but maybe I'm wrong about that. I will not complain. We'll never complain about being on the play. So now we have, I mean, I feel like we have to go Wily Duke, unfortunately. Fortunately or unfortunately, I just think it's better than playing the Griff now. And you could have throw from the saddle, not throw from the saddle, the other one. Yeah, he does. That's fine. Or Fierce Retribution. Either way, it's not the end of the world. We have the Griff coming next turn. That's it. We don't want that. And I'm gonna see his Mystical Tether. Just once, let me do my thing. Just one time. People just can't let you have your fun. Alright, I guess I'm a bit suspicious of Snakeskinville at this point. Oh, Ankle Biter. Never mind. Could still be a Snakeskinville, but at least for the moment, I'm not as concerned. Alright, I think Grizzly is the move there, and now he can attack for 3. And it gives us one more thing to pump with the Stagecoach security, which is always good. Entertainer. Okay. I still feel like, oh, they're not attacking. That's a bit odd. Can't really explain that, to be honest. I think we're just gonna... Oh, this is saddle 3. It's fine. We're still just gonna do the same thing. And if we want to get risky, we can... Let's get risky. When has that ever punished us before, right? Famous last words. They're gonna kill like our whole ward, I bet. Somehow. It will be my fault. I just... Ooh, just pass back? I would love that. Very happy with that. Okay. Alright, let's security. Secure it up. And then we'll saddle the Griff with the security. And we will attack with the Varmint and the Griff. And I'm sure I'll have to take up the shield this turn, and that's totally okay with me. The Fierce Retribution? Throw from the saddle? Yeah, I'm cool with this trade. And that chump. Sure he's something. What you got? Yeah, we're not gonna let that happen, I don't think. Snakeskin Veil, I guess, would be annoying, but not even that annoying. Sure. Alright, and we have the shields down, pun intended, I guess, for one turn. Not even a pun intended, it's literally just shields down. Shields down, shields down. And that's fine, because they're just playing a possum. And giving it a counter? Cool with that too. I don't really understand what the point of that is. I feel like it's better to hold the blocker for the Grizzly, but what do I know? Let's hold on. Wait a minute. Let's crew this one. That was gonna be way grosser. Yeah. And they'll trade with the Grizzly, I bet, which I still don't understand why they... What? Taking 12? Okay. We still have to take up the shields. Is that White Wrath? Is that Destroy or Exile? I think it's Destroy, right? So we'd still be good. Cool. And back on the winning track, and let's get to the next game. Yeah, I had fun. Let's get to the next one. Alright. All these medium keeps, huh? I'll risk it, I guess. One of these times I'm gonna get punished. I mean, I guess I already did with the take up the shield play a few games ago, but I think we were losing that game regardless, so I don't feel all that bad about that one. Planes would be good, but no rush. There's nothing worse than, like, destroying, like, all the forests. Whenever you need one, I'm just drawing all of the other. Okay. I guess that's fair. I guess he wanted it on top. Alright. Put the Paladin to play here. Playing this next turn is great though, because it lets us Griff, Paladin, Seeker, or Griff, Paladin take up the shields. Holding up take up the shields is probably better. Attack for 6. Go to 11. Next turn we'll go back up to 14 and play 2 blockers. Yeah, playing this next turn is really good. We cannot make it up. Cannot. still only deal 2 damage to us this turn, but that 1/1 is actually going to end up being pretty annoying with the trained Erranks. Unless we drop planes, in which case we'll be able to steer clear. I mean, I guess they might have a steer clear, in which case we're probably pretty dead. I'm gonna steer clear. Come on, seriously? No, we're supposed to wait, but I am so ready to look at the next card. It's funny, I mean, I know this happens all the time to everybody, but it is pretty phenomenal how often I feel like this happens, like disproportionately to the odds of it mathematically. I know that there's some like confirmation bias to the thing where you feel like it happens all the time, but I do feel like it's, you know, statistically significant how often you get like stranded on one color. Yes, we're putting it on the bottom. We're super dead. It's like, seriously? Alright, whatever. Another game where there's nothing you can do, I guess, besides not keep that hand, but... Okay. Let's try and win out, I guess. See you in the next one. Alright. Well, I don't know if this is just an overreaction to the last game, but I'm not going to keep this hands. Oh, come on. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to go to 5, probably, but I'm going to regret this. I can't even say I deserve it. I mean, this game I even mulligans, and this is... Okay. Whatever. Alright, well, at least they're stranded too. I guess it's better to lead on Wily Duke. Probably equally likely to kill both of these cards. And then this way we just get to attack for 4 and then draw a card. Sure. Alright, well, I mean, now I feel like we just have to play the beaver. And now we're in an okay spot. After ripping both of those back-to-back planes, I'm feeling a lot better. Especially because they're stranded on mana. I mean, if they want, I actually think what they'll probably end up doing is just lock picking and then, or lock pickering and then bouncing my 4/4. I don't even think that's. Oh, okay. Carrier strips. All right, that's something. So now we get to Wily Duke. And we should have tapped our mana differently there, but it doesn't matter that much. We probably weren't going to throw from the saddle anyway this turn. Cool. Land is good, though, if we could draw that. So I assume this turn will probably end up flashing back the field forwarding. I'm playing a 2/3. And then getting another counter on the Razzle Dazzler, making it a 3/4. And then a land next turn will be really good, because that'll let us throw from the saddle and recast Wily Duke. Or maybe bouncing the Giant Beaver, I guess, because that's more mana. Wily Duke does have the counter, though. Still bouncing the Beaver. If they want to get him for 4. But the Razzle Dazzler is unblockable, so I don't know. Okay. So now we just go Griff. I mean, I guess we just put the counter on this and kill the Strix. Attack for 5 and then draw a card. I swear I've got lands somewhere. I guess we threw one on the bottom. We're not that far behind schedule on lands right now, but we are a little behind. So options here. Let's see. We can stagecoach security. We still won't want to attack with... I mean, I guess we can attack with Wily Duke. No, he'll just double block. I guess what we can do... maybe let's just crew. Do we want to play any mounts first? Maybe not. Yeah, I guess there's no harm. Yeah, let's play the Beaver again. And then let's do this. Seriously? I guess I tapped incorrectly again. Okay. And discard the varmints? I guess. I don't know. I don't know if that's the right play. I mean, if they play an artifact I want to kill, I'm going to feel dumb. Oh, that sucks. Ugh. I relate to that, believe it or not, so definitely feel for not drawing your lands when you need them. Alright. 2 more games. Let's see if we can trophy, hopefully. Hopefully 2 more games. I guess we'll see. See y'all in the next one. Let's keep going. Alright, good hands. On the play. Alright, good hand on the draw. I will take that. Very, very reasonable hand here. Only thing that would make it better is an air rinks off the top. That's just the best. That's okay. You can't have it all. Harbor's Abandoned is pretty good too. Alright, I guess we'll run out the Griff first. Because Black-Red probably has a lot more removal for Wily Duke, especially for 2 toughness, so the later we play it, the more likely we are to actually get a use in. Even though this 1/3 now blocks the Griff. Maybe we do Wily Duke? Nah, let's Griff. And then now, next turn, maybe we can, like, throw from the saddle something, Wily Duke. And if that lands, I'm feeling really good about this game. Attacking for 1. Okay. I guess they have maybe the 2/2 flash is the only thing I can think of. The assassin, rooftop assassin. Oh, Okay. Grizzly and the land, I guess we don't technically need this turn. Sure. And now we actually just get to play the varmint, which is pretty cool. Hopefully they don't have another one, because that would definitely be not game ending. Again, we are drawing. Nice. At least we're drawing 2 cards a turn now, unless he kills the Wily Duke, which, ooh, come on, don't do that. Don't do that right now, come on. If he kills the Wily Duke, we're really not even that far ahead on board. We only have... Wow, okay. Well, guess we're just gonna keep attacking and pray that they don't draw anything for the rest of the game. Yeah, the double Heartless Pillage combo is pretty gross. And, okay, thank God. That is awesome. They're not even saddling it. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. We're not letting that thing anywhere near us. we are pathing the crap out of that card. See ya. I mean, damn, we're still not in great shape, but we're in it. And honestly, I kind of like this aggressive mystical tether here. Because otherwise we're just doing 1 damage per turn. I like kind of trying to be aggressive here. It might not be right, but... I mean, if he bricks and draws 1 land, we get him to 6, and then from there, I feel like it's gonna be... Sure, that's fine. That's not even that bad for us. We do need to draw some action, though, now. What's coming here? 8 mana. Overwhelming Forces? Consuming Ashes? Okay, I mean, I guess my option is give him his Dead-Eyed Duelist back or let him Surveil 2. I mean, I guess I'll Surveil 2. Although I actually think it's closer than... It's closer than one would think on the surface. Okay, no cards put in the graveyard. Interesting. Sorry about that. Alright, let's play our land. Attack for 1. Drop Paladin. I don't know what they put on top, but hopefully it's not good enough to beat the Paladin. That's not good enough to beat the Paladin. I'm totally cool with that. So I guess we attack him down to 1 here. And we still need to draw something off the top, I'm sure. I mean, if you put removal up there, then... Alright, still need something. Come on. That's not it. Come on. Draw some lands. Seriously? That's a good one too. That'll give him lifelink. Come on, seriously? Give us something. Or give him lands. Either way, give us a 1 turn. I mean, he's hit like 5 spells in a row. Or 6. Something stupid. Maybe 5. Come on, hit a stupid land. At least don't hit a crime. That's the worst thing. Hitting a crime would be really bad for us. I would not mind if he attacked with the Rattleback Apothecary. You've got to be kidding me. Are you serious? That's a hell of a top deck. Okay, we're not going to play out the take up the shields. We're just going to discard. Oh, we lose half our life. Oh, okay. Alright, well, I mean, we need to draw something, but... Okay. Please brick. Just once. For 1 turn, brick. And take up the shield could definitely win us the game here. Okay. Do we get risky and block the Vadmir? Guess we do. And pray. I mean, if he bricked, if he hit a land, we win. Land? We got, I mean, I'd say we got a little unlucky, but we at the end of the game we did get a little lucky to finally hit that. So either way, that was a solid enough win, and let's move on to our last game and try and get 7 wins here. Let's keep it going. All right, all the marbles here. Hand is a little slow, but we have 2 of each land. I will not send this back, probably. It's totally possible we get run over. At least we have a Mystical Tether and a Buried. If we draw 1 land, we can turn 5 the Felidar. So, I mean, there's definitely some upside to this hand. And, man, I mean, again, if we turn to an Airynx, that's just the best. But not a huge deal. If not, Wily Duke's going to be great whenever we play him. Including turn 3. I guess he has maybe a Mystical Tether. But that's Aegis, huh? Tether hits artifacts though, so that's not a huge deal. Let's just go ahead. If it's non-land permanents, I don't know. Do we want to? This is 2 to equip. So, like, do we? I think we just want to kill the Aegis. I mean, I would like to try and get him to sink the mana into equipping it, but I think that turn 5ing the Felidar is enough of a bonus that we probably just want to get rid of the Aegis now and ramp and get our thing back. Our Wily Duke. And then next turn, I didn't realize, well, I mean, they're going to need another removal spell. So, okay, that's another one. Okay, so now it's a little unfortunate that we didn't Mystical Tether, because now we cannot hit that with a Mystical Tether, but we could have hit it with Buried in the Garden, so. No biggie, though. I mean, now we play Felidar. Next turn, if we draw a land, we get the Security, Keykeeper, saddle, and attack, and put 2 counters on and gain 2 life. More removal, huh? Sure. Okay. And we even had the land coming up. That stinks. Alright, now we're gonna get to double spell. Hopefully he has 1 turn where he doesn't have removal, and we can get our take up the shield going. You know, that's funny. We can actually spend 2 mana with the Keykeeper to tap our Wily Duke. Kind of an interesting combo. I think let's kill this Brigand. I don't think we need him drawing more cards. So attacking for 6. I think we'll play the Wily Duke. Even though we have to put our shields down for a turn, I still think it's worth it. And that is a great draw. So let's attack for 10. And draw. Wrath is the only thing that gets us here, and it doesn't because we have the take up the shield and an easy-ish win. Not bad. Finally rank up the diamonds for the season, so hopefully Mythic is not too far from us now, but decent 7-win deck. Actually, deck was great. Deserved to go 7 wins for sure. Double Wily Duke was obviously fantastic. Congregation Griff, Buried in the Garden. Best color pair. And then on top of that, we had Path to Exile, Throw from the Saddle, double Mystical Tether, Lassoed, Felidar to bring up the rear. Deck was super solid. I'm very happy with our 7 wins, and green-white is just that good in this set. Anyways, appreciate y'all watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.